the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Don't label us left or right. Our American. Not looking for a war, but we came to fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising 'cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American. That's what I am. It's what I think and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's Monday. Let me see. Monday, January 18th. God, this month is going fast. You know, it was almost a month ago we had Christmas. When you get older, it goes faster. Trust me on that, it does. I just figured something out. You know, I have two cameras here, and I thought, well, I'm going to switch cameras. I like the one camera better than the other. So I just put it over there, and it does the same thing. So I think it has something to do with the camera sitting on top of a monitor. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Anyway, all right, welcome back to Super Dave Show. It is, let me see. It is a horrible time. It is. It's a horrible time, and I'll tell you why. Now, why isn't that coming up here? Let me get caught up here. Well, if you're a member of Real Republicans, this is what goes on. This is why I get so frustrated. You know, we started a group called Real Republicans, and we have a Facebook group. And lo and behold, you know, you tell people this is serious business. We're trying to group and get this together and do things right. And what happens? What happens? Well, people get in there and they spend their time. They spend their time playing stupid games, going back and forth and posting things, and so now we can't respond. All we can do is post. I don't even know if it's in there right now. So I'm disgusted. I mean, my God, it's like children. I'm not trying to be rude here. Well, we should be able to Facebook. We should all know that Facebook is a pain in the ass now. Facebook is not doing it, so let's not challenge them. You can't win. You know, right now they're acting like Nazis, and that's what they're doing. It's their platform, and unless somebody changes it, and so you know, I'm so disgusted because people get in and say, "Well, I got to post this because I want everybody to see it." You got your own damn wall. Post on your own damn wall. Don't be such a child. Sorry, I get so frustrated because now we have no way of really communicating. The only thing you could do in there until they have it. Where is it? What is it they say here? They say we can't respond. All you can do is like something. So I don't even know if my show is on there right now. We'll see. The show's showing, but still, it just, I hope you're watching in Facebook Live. I hope you're watching because I want everybody in Real Republicans to understand this is what we were saying. Stop acting like a bunch of children. Going in there and showing your favorite post and how tough you are and what this and Facebook is going to monitor it. And I understand, you're mad about things, but Facebook isn't the place to do it right now. Use it for what we can. In fact, I understand people are pissed off of Facebook. I'm pissed off of Facebook, but I also understand that it's their deal. And until we get totally set up on other networks or whatever, there's, live with it. Just calm down, do your explosions somewhere else. But in the meantime, look what happens. So, I don't know. It just really, it's frustrating for me. It really is. So, anyway, we are still waiting for things to happen with what we think. I'm not going to say much more about it because I'll be honest, I hear great things that are going to happen, but, who the heck knows? Really, does anybody really know? Anybody out there? Anybody watching? It's real quiet in the comment room. That's why. I see Paul is here. But, people, I'm telling you, I just have reservations sometimes because we're trying our best. We are trying our best to change what we have become. And, I got to tell you something. This is where I stand with this, and I'm pretty strong about it. We have a bunch of hypocrite politicians. We know that. We all stand with Trump. We get that. But they're not doing their job, right? They're not doing their job. And as I always say, look at yourselves. Are we doing our jobs? I know people get sick of hearing this, but I get mad about it myself, because it's, we got filing ending tomorrow, and I'm livid right now. I'm livid because we got filing ending tomorrow in Missouri, and there's hardly anybody saying, hey, I'll step up to the plate. And you expect me to respect you? Well, I'm busy, I'm busy on Facebook, I'm busy to this, to that. And it doesn't matter if the schools suck. It doesn't matter. Because I'm a conservative. And I have already said many times, conservatives are the laziest people when it comes to politics I've ever seen. Oh, they get on there and play games on Facebook and back and forth, but that's it. So, you know what, Carl? Love you, man, but Facebook is doing what they do. That's what they do, and you may not like it. You're not going to beat them. When I was a cop, I remember when, people used to think you could beat the radio. Okay, I'll get on the highway and I'll beat them. All you do is radio up and tell somebody where they are. That's all you do. You can't outrun the radio was our thing. And it's the same thing. You're not going to beat them. So just use the platform for what we can until we get other ones going. But otherwise, conservatives just weed themselves out. It's like, well, I'm kicked off here. I'm not on here, and that's it, Yeah, me too, Judy. I am too. I really am. But, in the meantime, here's I understand all that. Please know I do. But in the meantime, we just can't sit around. And tomorrow in Missouri is the last day of filing. And on Real Republicans, I said, let me know if you file for something. And we got, 600 members. It's growing every day. And a grand total of 3. Wow, I care about my country. I care about everything. I really do. I want to do something. That's it. Let me see. One gentleman. Let me see. Okay, Amy is running for alderman in the city of St. Louis. Keith Carroll. And let me see. Keith Carroll is running for health board. And you may not think that means much, but it does. All these positions mean something. Because if you're not doing it, ask the people in Jefferson County. We got a bunch of lefties. 3 out of the 5 people in the health board are lefties. And they're running the show. When you are the minority, my friends, you are the slaves. That's what you can get mad all you want. You can say, I ain't going to do this. But you still are the slaves. And it's sad. I like this one. I'm in the middle of my 3rd term of mayor of Orrin. Promises made and promises kept. I've encouraged members of my city to run for alderman and couldn't ask for a better board. Sounds like they got something good going on there. I think that's great. I mean, it makes me proud. It really does. I would love it. But we can't even do that anymore because people have screwed this up. They really have. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay, we go on MeWe, or we go on Gab, or whatever is out there. Right now, The show is on Gab and MeWe. And I'll add another one. But, we got 5 different platforms, or 6, 10, whatever. Everybody's got a better platform. And you divide yourselves. See, that's exactly what the left wants. They want you to divide yourself. We had a platform here. And because of all the silly posts that I kept warning people about, I can't keep up with them. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And next thing you know, you can't even respond to a post. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I get a little frustrated with it because, we're trying to build a movement. And here's the problem. We're trying to see 613 members, okay? We're trying to build a movement. And out of 613 members, if we had, out of the 613 members, if we had as many people running as we did playing, let's post something on Facebook, then guess what? Guess what? We'd be running the tables. We would. We'd be running the tables, but no, we have the opposite problem. And it's a damn shame. So if you're watching today's show, and I want to look, I don't care if I make you mad. It's never. Paul Johnson, why don't you run for a position? And you don't know if I am running or not. I'm doing. You know what? I'm not putting my name out there on purpose because everybody says, "Why don't you run? Why don't you run?" I have already run. I've already served. I have this job to do. I have a lot of things to do. Why do I give myself 48 hours more during the day? It's time everybody else gets off their dead asses and do something. I hear this all the time. Well, you'd be a good spokesman. There's a lot of people out there that can. But no, we want to go ahead and tell somebody. We just can't. My friend Paul Kurtman was a fabulous speaker in the Tea Party time, okay? Fabulous. And when he was doing this, people said, why don't you run for state legislature, okay? I'm not trying to be rude, so please don't get it that way. It's just that sometimes it's like, stop pointing the finger and thinking, well, you'd be good at this. I am doing what I should be doing right now. I'm very comfortable with it. I am, you know how hard it is to get people to run to begin with? And then as soon as you're busy doing the running, guess what? Then you're out of it. That's what happened to Paul. Paul was a great catalyst in the Tea Party movement. He ran for state rep, and you didn't hear from Paul very much because he's doing his job. I'm in a perfect position with my business and everything else in my life to actually do what I'm doing. I don't have enough hours in a day. So, I don't need anybody to find something for me to do. And if people, not anyone, and if you don't like what I'm saying, like I said, you people know I don't care. I love everybody, but I say what I say because it's true. It is the truth. And if you can't handle it, then click it off. I've made a lot of people mad a lot of times, and really it's not a concern I have because I want, we have 613 people. Let me tell you something. Do you have any clue, anybody out there, how much money I gave in the last election? I'm not rich. How much time I gave in the last election? How many people can do that? You said would it help with website and grab. Nikki, love you, hon. Never heard you say website. We'll talk, but we got to be able to talk on the phone. I got to do more than just chat. Drives me crazy. It's like things we could talk about and go back and forth. It's like, I'm a human being. I have a voice, as you could tell, and I talk. So we got to be able to do those things. We got to be able to work together. But I'm glad to hear you say that, Nikki. I really am. You've helped me a lot with this, and I truly appreciate it. But, it's time for, Keith is a busy man. He owns a business. He ran the Republican Club. He's also a major part of what we're doing here. If the people that are running this, if every single one of them runs for something, that we don't have time to get this even more and bigger and everything like that. We don't have it. So, it's time. 613 members right there, and we got 3 people running, and Keith is one of them, by the way. I served 4 years, okay? I would love to do more. But when I was serving those 4 years, it was very difficult to concentrate on what I'm doing now. There's a lot of work to be done when you're doing this. And Keith and I talk all the time. He understands totally what I'm doing. There's a lot of stuff in the background. I want to let you know. Let me tell you, it's not just sticking your name on there. I now have 3 state representatives and a senator that are involved. Little by little. It's about getting as many strong people, doers. I really don't give a damn about people sit on the sides and do nothing, tell me what to do. I really don't. We had a rally. And that was at the Jefferson County Health Department. Not a rally, it was a protest. And I had my bullhorn, and I'm going to town. And some gentleman walks up. I had never seen him before. And he walks up, he says, "What you're doing isn't helping." Well, guess what? It's helped so far. We don't have a mask mandate. And I'm told him all that stuff. He goes, "Well, I think you need to be nicer." I said, "How many of these rallies you been to?" This is my first. I said, "You ever been to one before?" No. So here we got another know-it-all who walks in there and tells me, who's done this many times. I don't see, there's very few people who take that bullhorn from me. There are more than, and I give it to people. Hey, no, I won't do it. There's so much more to it. It takes a lot. So, but this gentleman, and I just said, you know what? Why don't you watch and learn? It's like going to somebody, a doctor, and you start telling him how to do his job. I was in the appliance business for years. And nothing I like better than somebody that had no clue how to do something telling me what I need to do. I mean, really, never done it, anything like that, or done it once or twice, and telling me what I need to do. And look, I don't have all the answers. I never said I did. But we don't need more supervisors. We don't need more supervisors. You know what, Cully? I'm going to change that a little bit. He says Republicans have their sheep. Basically, Republicans are sheep. Because let me tell you something. I don't just talk this stuff. I live it. I live it. And what I mean by that is I live it because I will walk into a store without a mask. How many of you people do that? Or how many conservatives do that? We went to the store the other day, and everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody's wearing a mask. I talked about it yesterday. Mary Elizabeth Coleman. Looks like she's 16 personally, but anyway, she's going to waste the time of Missouri by trying to rename a stretch of Jefferson County, Highway 55 of Jefferson County. That's what she finds important. Yeah, that's what she finds important. And guess what? Look. It's really funny when liberals tell me, say, why don't you pick on your own? I pick on my own more than I even come close to picking on Democrats. Democrats are a waste anyway in most cases. They're a waste. Except there's one thing that Democrats over Republicans beyond, it's not even a contest. They work together. They work together because I have friends. I have people that I know that are in, that they go, well, I don't agree with what you're saying. And they just completely disregard me. I don't like what you said to me. I don't like what a lot of people say to them. I don't throw them out. I just think they're uninformed. And they usually are. But my point is that we have far too many people in the Republican side, on the Republican side. The reason the established Republicans were so successful is because most Republicans sat on their hands and didn't do anything. And you know what? It's like Dr. Phil says, until you acknowledge the problem, you can't fix it. And that's our problem. We got, I'm mad because we had a group, and because of all the childish crap, I got to put my post on there. I can put my post on there. Everybody puts their post on there, and Keith and I are going, what the hell is this stuff? You could do this on your own. Oh, but I want to do it in there because I want to tell everybody what I know. How about telling everybody what you do instead of what you know? Because really, if you knew so much, you'd be off your dead ass trying to help us. Because I want to tell you, the other night when I got in from we got in from Florida on Saturday. We went to D.C. We went down to Florida for a while, and we came back. First break we've had in a while, and I needed it. Believe me, I needed it. And I get home and I crack up my computer. Not that I hadn't seen it before. I wasn't hardly doing it because a couple people said, "Hey, are you still live?" It's like, yeah, I'm still here. And I look at it and I see all these posts on Real Republicans, and then I just lost it. It's like, where are these people volunteering? And so the next day, that's when I posted that, and guess what? Nothing. Well, we're not going to volunteer. We don't want to do anything. We're just here to have fun here. If you're here to have fun on Real Republicans, you can have. If that's the only reason you're there, and show how smart you are and what connections you have, then honestly, you're just not doing it. And Paul, if you know how to do websites, you're more than welcome to help me. I mean, you don't live that far away, and that would be great because that's not my thing. See, that's just it. I've asked, and Nikki, no offense, I never heard you say anything about that, but I missed it, I guess. But, I have a phone. People got to call me sometimes. I don't know whatever happened to phone calls. I really don't know. Because, we have a phone. I have a phone, and when I'm describing things sometimes, it's really interesting with the younger generation. And I mean no offense to them, that's what they've learned. But for those of us that are a little older, we actually like this type of communication back and forth. And I like to be able to look at people, and I like for them to look at me. Well, I don't like that part so much, but the point is that we like to communicate via voice, all right? And I remember when I first started helping Dr. Neely, I was working with a couple web people, and all they wanted to do was chat. And I can type pretty good, but you can't get everything you want done. Now, sometimes it's okay, but other times you gotta get on the phone and talk. And it is what it is. So anyway, I want to get to Real Republicans. If you go to If you go to Gab and you go to MeWe, I did start groups there. It's got the same picture, and I am on there as Super Dave Show. It should be first name Super Dave's, second name Show. So if you go on those, and I will go to other platforms, but honestly, I don't have time to go to 15 platforms. I think we need, if nothing else, if you want a certain platform, everybody's got their own platform, and that is going to kill us. It's going to kill us. And I think it's unnecessary to be on 5 different platforms. I'm on 2 right now, and for a while I may do 1 more, but that's it. I walk into stores all over without a mask. I fight with those that insist I wear one. That's what we have to do. You know what? I love that. You know why? Because I am so sick. I am so sick of conservatives go, well, I just don't want to cause a problem. The Nazis would have loved you. That's exactly what they're doing. You are doing what the left is telling you to do. When I read this stupid paper we have locally here, I'm reading it says, it's already been proven that masks work. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. Why in the world, I raised and helped raise and still raising 9 kids. I own Real Estate Trinity storage units, an antique storehouse, a home and rent-to-own appliances. Really? I used to do, I used to have a rent-to-own appliance store. Really? I work from Friday 5:30, and see, that's just it. I run for health board and I'm president of the Perry County Republican Club, Conservatives Unite, secretary for Republicans of Perry County Landlord Association. This morning, shipping 5 across the nation, the antique store. Yeah, thank you. See, that's why when people give me their bullshit, oh, I don't have the time, I want to puke. I really do. Because I don't buy it. It's like money. It's like, I want you to run for state representative. Oh, that's great. Well, if you'd like to contribute. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I just want you to work for me. Yes. Hey, by the way, when's the last time you were an employer and you didn't help them? You didn't pay them a nickel. Now, you may say, well, the state is paying them. If you call $35,000 a year for the crap they have to go through, a lot of money, you're out of your mind. I am not a fan of the current pay system in state government when it comes to that. Now, a lot of people may not like that and say, well, it's only a part-time job. It's not a part-time job. Let me help you out there. It's not a part-time job. For those of you who think you know so much, it's not. Yes, they're in session from January till May. But on the weekends, you are doing a lot of stuff. They don't normally sit home on the weekends. And during the time when they're not in session, they're doing a whole lot more stuff. And I guarantee you, there's people calling them all the time. And how many jobs, and here's another one, how many jobs can you get when you have to be in session 5 months out of the year, and then the other 7 months you work something else and they let you do that? There's not a lot. How many jobs are you away from your family Monday through Friday, and you see them on weekends? How many jobs? How many? Here's something else too. Session is January through May. But they had 4 special sessions. So, they had to go back those 4 times. How many jobs do that? It's not what you think. So, instead of just saying they get overpaid or something like that, which is ridiculous, and in fact, I'm going to go a step farther. Missouri employees, the people that work for Missouri, are some of the lowest paid out there. They really are. And I always felt bad for them. I really did. So stop, the reason you keep saying, well, we need to take their money away? Because you don't have a clue what the hell they make and what they do for it. The whole purpose of this show is to teach people what they're doing. You know what? I don't want to look at representatives as people I don't like. I want to look at representatives who are really doing the job they were sent to do. Yeah, again, this is not the job they were sent to do, to put Trump's name on a highway. I'm the biggest Trump fan out there. I told a friend of mine yesterday, I said, guess what Mary Elizabeth Coleman wants to do? And when he says, what a bitch. That's exactly what he said. And words like this coming out of his mouth just blew. It's like, yeah. Because he's tired of this garbage. And then Republicans who love Trump are going to go, well, you know what? Because of the fact, and this is where we are, this is why Neely didn't win last year, because of the fact that she says she likes Trump, that all of a sudden she's wonderful. The woman voted for Barack Obama. She's an opportunist. That's what happens in the legislature. That's why it's important when you go to the polls, you know who the hell they are. Well, Dave, you don't like her. And that's no reason. You know why I don't like people? Because, I'm a business owner. And anybody listening right now, I want you to tell me, if you have an employee that's really nice and smiles and does all those wonderful things, but does a shit job, pardon me, if they do a crap job, are you going to hire those people? Are you going to keep them? Yeah, I pay them really well because they smile real well. I want somebody that's going to produce. I want them to do the job that I'm paying them to do. If somebody's building you a house and it's crooked everywhere, it's off level, I mean, you name it, all that stuff's going on, are you going to be happy with that? You got somebody inspecting what they're doing, right? Or you go in and check it out. You go out and check out the handiwork. How would you like it? They're building your house. Let's say, for instance, you made a deal with a contractor to build your house. You say, well, I do want to be able to walk in and just check it sometimes. Any builder worth his salt will say, sure, as long as you're not in their way and all that stuff. And they get out of your way a little bit when you show up. Now, they don't want somebody there every single minute telling them what to do. But it's open, okay? Try that with a legislator. With a legislator, it's a different story. With a legislator, they go, well, I'm going to tell you all the stuff I want you to know. They don't tell you what's going on in the background. Hey, Mr. Legislator, would you tell me who all your contributors are? Mr. Blunt, will you tell everybody who all your contributors are? And you would be stunned. Why in the hell are you getting from this person, that person, the rest of it? Why? I'm an employer. When I hire people, they're going to do the job or their asses out of there. That's it. Ask anybody that work for me. And guess what? I don't expect them to do anything I wouldn't do. So for those of you out there that are saying, hey, you need to run for this, you need to run for that, I'm doing right. I'll be honest with you. I would never be a good state representative. Well, I shouldn't say never. You know why, though? Because I'm more of an entrepreneur. I'm a boss. I'm more of those. I couldn't handle too well trying to negotiate with an idiot. Can you imagine negotiating with Maxine Waters? Can you imagine me negotiating with some of these? With my personality? That's my personality. Now, my son's a little different. He's learned not to be a jackass like me. But my son's a little different. He can schmooze them better than I can. I guess because I don't even try. But I am a nice guy. Don't cross me. There's people out there that have crossed me, and they lose every time. I don't like people that lie, and I don't like people who think that they can go out and lie to me. In the last election, I'll bring it up one more time. In the last election, when there was a woman running for governor, and she had no background that she could be proud of. Really? Oh, I take it back. She was in the Air Force. So what? A lot of people in the Air Force. John McCain was in the Air Force. Or Navy. No, he's in Navy, I guess. Yeah, Navy. Point, it doesn't matter. Point is that she hadn't paid her bills. None of that stuff. And you want me to hire you when you can't even conduct your own life? And do you know how many stupid-ass Republicans voted for her? Sorry, I'm sorry. I got to cut the mouth sometimes, but it just gets me. I am so infuriated by Republicans who just want to go through the motions. That's why some of us who are working so hard are going, will you people stop? Will you get in there? Will you put your nose to the grindstone and help? I don't need another job. Look, I'm retirement age, and I'm not even close to retired. I still have a business. I still actually work, not as much as I used to, because you know why? Because I'm dedicating my life to this right now. This is my my time for my country. I'm serving my country, and I'm serving my country in every way I can. So, for people to think that, military service does not give you a free lifetime pass from other stupidity. Yeah, I love that people go, well, you were in the military. Thank you for your service. Hey, guess what? He was in the brig most of the time. Look, I thank anybody that does it. Anybody that goes overseas, does all kinds of stuff like that. Here, you know who I don't thank? There's a what state is it? Blumenthal. Blumenthal is a senator, Senator Blumenthal, and he came out and said he was a Vietnam vet. Lying liar. I'm just liar all the way. Obviously, he was qualified to be a Democrat because they elected him senator. He was not in Vietnam. Oh, he was in the service, but he went nowhere near. No, it's okay, Paul. Actually, I'm glad you did, because I want everybody to learn that it's time to say, what can I do, instead of assigning jobs to other people. Look, I've heard it my whole life. I mean, ever since I've started politics, I have. It's all good. I'm not mad like that. It's just that and I've said this before, ask what you can do instead of saying, hey, right now, I am doing what I think I should be doing. I've never felt so comfortable in my life. And part of what I do is I want very much, for everybody to understand that unless we all are giving, I feel great where I am right now. I do, and people that know me know I don't do this to be a star. I couldn't give a damn about that. I really don't care. Mask Free America, what's that? Yeah, I was never in the military before. I was never in the military. And I'll give you a brief account of it. I grew up in the Vietnam era, and I watched in my neighborhood, besides my crappy childhood, I grew up in an area where there were some young men that went to war. They went to Vietnam. But damn near everyone that came back was drugged out of their mind. Few of them died within a few years. They got in drugs and they got shot and ended up in jail, all kinds of stuff. And so they were a little bit older than me, and I'm looking at this thinking, that's not where I want to go. So I didn't. I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel one bit bad about it. But to this day, and then I used to, every once in a while you hear someone say, well, you didn't even serve. It's like, you know something? I'm fine. I feel happy with what I did. I've never met a Vietnam vet yet that knows my history that has ever been negative towards it. They go, in fact, they say, you did what you thought you had to do. Way to stick by it. Because I wasn't one to trash these people for going, because I always felt like you should. Well, that's what I say. I didn't miss much. Carl said, I've been in, I don't miss much. I'm getting comments from other areas here. But the one thing I do like with this deal is that I get comments from everywhere, which is great, from all the different streams. Now, there's going to be a time when Facebook is going to knock us off just like everything else, and that's why I'm trying to get all these other streams up. And Nikki, if you're watching, I need to talk to you about some of this so I get all this right, because I want everybody to be ready for this. When they start knocking us off, people better know where to go, and that's why we better start moving right now. I don't know what's going to happen. People they're hanging on to Facebook, and I wasn't hanging on Facebook. I was trying to explore other areas, and I'm doing that. But a lot of people wait until it's too late, and they go, where do I go now? And in the meantime, we have a lot of work to do. So for you people out there, oh, God, don't tell me that. People are still supporting McDowell to run in the future. That shows you how stupid these people are. They're Republicans. Oh, my God. The woman has no good... Does she even work as an attorney? In fact, it's funny. I talked to somebody the other day that I said, I think she's still running for governor. They've never owned a house. They lost their law practice. I mean, what other success stories do you want? Well, let me see. I was in the Air Force. I was in the military. So was John Kerry. He was in the Air Force, but I'm just saying, I was in the military. So was John Kerry. So was John McCain. I could go through a whole bunch of, a lot of them in prison, by the way, who are in the military. I know it's ridiculous. You know what? That's the one thing. And by the way, anyone that thinks they need to stay in the establishment Republican Party. They really do. You know, as a good friend of mine said, me, we is through D-Live, right? Yeah, that's what I do. She needs to stay in the establishment Republican Party because never would she be in the real Republicans. Because this is the point, though, folks. If you really think that she's someone that is worthy of that, then you have no idea. I mean, what would you actually? And I'm not saying anybody here would you actually have somebody? I was in the appliance business. I've told you this before. You'll just have to bear with me. I was in the appliance business. I thought became a Navy, and I use this because I want people to understand how important it is to get somebody who's qualified. Well, here, would you have your brother-in-law who bought a car 2 years ago work on your brand new Maserati, and he has no clue what the hell he's doing? Would you do that? I want the best mechanic out there. Why can't we look for the best ones and saying, she loves our country? Everybody loves our country. But they really love it. You know why? You know why she wants to be governor? She wants to be governor because she gets a house to live in for 4 years. Then she gets to tell everybody else what to do. Sounds like a Democrat to me. I get to tell everybody else what to do. It would be no different. In fact, don't be surprised if she's still out there and all of a sudden she says, I'm going to go ahead and run next time, and she's endorsed by Mike Parson. Oh, good God. By then, we'll be way past it, and hopefully that'll be gone. You know what's weird is my friend Neely, one of the greatest guys I know. He's living his life. He's not running for office. Now, did I say he wouldn't run for office again? We don't know. But you know what? You need a break. And anyone that is dying to get elected, really, think about it. If somebody is dying to get elected, Houston, we have a problem. You know who I want? Do you really believe that Donald Trump, when he first got involved, was dying to get elected? I like the ones that were called. I think he said, you know what? Our country is a mess right now. We need to do something. And I have the experience to do it. I'll go ahead and do it. He volunteered. I'm not dying to be governor. I'm not dying to do anything. If it got to a point where I was called and somebody says, you're the best candidate, but I'm not the best candidate. There are so many other good candidates out there. I'm the coach of the team. I'm too old. I'm trying to figure out how that works here. I'm the coach of the team. And I don't want to be a player coach. I like what I'm doing. And I think I'm pretty decent at what I'm doing. And we have a lot of people coming our way. It may not look like it sometimes, but we do. And in the background, what I'm doing in the background is what people don't know. This is what, in fact, I'm going to give you, for instance, in our county, we got a loser named Dennis Gannon. Okay, he's the county executive. Hasn't done a damn thing since he's been here. Nothing. He's been to the meetings. That's all he's done. Nothing has improved in Jefferson County. Nothing. So, oh yeah, it has. He shut it down once. Tried to destroy the economy. But anyway, so that's what he's done. Nothing. Do we really want somebody in charge that does nothing? I guess doing nothing is better than what Joe Biden is talking about doing. How would you like to have be forced to wear a mask everywhere you go by your president? You know, I don't know. People are still, oh my God. Yeah, you're right. It ruined Donald Trump's life. Donald Trump was a decent man who helped a lot of people. And what do we get from that? What do we get from that? It didn't pay. He could be on his yacht enjoying and playing golf every day. Now he's got to be concerned the rest of his life and his family. All these people in this picture I'm looking at here, real Republicans, all these people have to be concerned about some nutcase. By the way, yesterday I didn't waste my time. And for you people tell me stop watching what I watch, go away. I don't want to hear about it. I watched 60 Minutes. And why? I don't watch it normally anymore. I wasn't going to say that last night, but I got tired of these people saying, you need to turn the TV off. Why don't I just bury my head in the sand? I want to know, do you people know what a war is? You know, I may never have been in the military, but I grew up in a war zone as far as I'm concerned. And if you put your head in the sand, you don't know what the enemy is doing. Yesterday on 60 Minutes, and I did watch it, it wasn't easy because I was watching the biggest propaganda piece ever produced by 60 Minutes. I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking about it. They never mentioned Antifa. They never mentioned anyone. They showed they showed people that were not in. You know, when you see the Trump hat turned around and there were some in the video, that wasn't a Trump person. No, it wasn't a Trump person, but they didn't say that. They didn't care because they were just trying to show how absolutely violent it was. And it wasn't as violent as they had to work hard to make it violent. And the violence was by Antifa to begin with. That's where the violence was. When I was watching this, all I can think of was we have allowed the media. The media is not, first of all, the media is not the media. It's not journalism. You know, that's the one thing everybody's going to understand. The media is not about journalism. It's a propaganda machine. And in fact, it's kind of funny. There's someone new in politics, and I'm not going to mention her name, but I said, I made a comment about 60 Minutes, and people were saying, Dave, you shouldn't watch that. Go away. I don't want to hear it. But anyway, I said, then our news is being just like Pravda. Didn't know what Pravda was. Look it up. Because that's exactly what I saw last night. It was so slanted. It was so pathetic that I just wanted to scream. I really did. Hello, Mr. Bianchi. How are you? See, I'm on a different platform. See, that's how it goes. Right now, and by the way, if one other place you can watch, and I'm working on fixing it better, I need my help from my friends here, SuperDaveShow.com. I have a little place where I was trying it out, and I think it works. Actually, I checked it yesterday, so you can actually watch it there. I don't have comments there, which is nice to comment, but at least you can watch it. But I'm sure there's some way I can do it. I don't know how, but, you know, I've got these tech geniuses that can help me, I hope. But, you know, the point is that back to what I was saying, that if we don't do our part in every part of this, we're not gonna. We have no chance of winning. Our country's done. You know, the Roman Empire went down. The British Empire went down. I guess the United States Empire is going down. And it's due to the inaction of people. It really is. That's what it is. And I put that on our Facebook, not on Facebook, on our website on purpose, because I want people to not just look at us, whatever. Every person that sees that needs to be looking inside and saying, what can I do? What can I do? Because right now, the only thing people want to do is play games. I feel like the hard part of what I do is I have to spank people. And it's not an easy job, but, I'm getting better at it. But when I say spank people, and some people don't like that, well, I don't care. I don't care. You know why? Because I'm doing my job. When I used to be a coach for the baseball teams and hockey teams that I used to coach, sometimes my players didn't like me. In fact, I love telling the stories about the kids I coached. So you're going to have to bear with me a second, because a lot of times it's so true in so many ways. Young man on my hockey team. There was a line out there playing defense, and they were just going through the motions. And when they did that, I called them up. I said, defensive line change. And one of the kids gets off, and he says, that's bullshit. I said, oh, excuse me? I said, well, you can just stay off another one. He goes, well, why don't I just stay out of the game? I said, that's fine. You're making your decision. He goes, well, I'll just quit the team. And I said, the door's over there, pal. I didn't stop him. Let him be responsible for his actions. So he quit the team. A couple days later, I knew this had happened. A couple days later, he came back, and he talked to the other coach because he was afraid of me. But I did that for a reason, because there's a respect issue here. And the other coach came and says, hey, he really wants to play again. So I said, that's fine. Let him come back. But I want to talk to him first. So we sat down and talked. And he was in high school, just so you know. He was in high school. And he was actually a good player, bright guy. But he needed to be fixed. That's why he needed to be helped. So I went ahead and told him. I said, why do you think I took you off? He said, because I wasn't doing my job. And I said, guess what? I'm always going to do my job. He goes, I've never been told that before. And I said, well, you have now. He came back, was a totally different player. Fast forward a few years later, I had moved to Springfield, Missouri. Hadn't seen this kid in a long time. And I went to some friend's house when I came back to St. Louis, and they were having a party, and one of the people there, one of the people I knew, said, he wants to know if you're going to be here for the party. And I said, yeah. He said, he's dying to see you. He said, you're the best thing that ever happened to him. And, and it was really interesting. And it makes a big difference. So he looked at me and says, I'm a medic in the Army. He goes, if it wasn't for what you did to me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and I wouldn't be so damn hard about it like you were. Thank you very much. And that was a great compliment. But you know what the compliment was? I knew I was doing the right thing for him. It wasn't about me. It was about him. My job is for everybody out there. That's what my job is. I'm going to do everything I can for other people. And I'm going to get to that. Yeah. As yesterday, I'm going to get back to 60 Minutes for a minute here. And I'm glad you reminded me there, Pianki. They showed all the violence. And by the way, I was there 4 years ago for the inauguration. It wasn't nice and wonderful. The inauguration was fine, but in the streets of Washington, D.C., there were fires. There was rioting. But they forgot to mention that last night, didn't they? On 60 Minutes, they forgot all about it. They forgot all about it. That's why the media sucks. That's why if we get as many people in our group and we all contribute, we can do some great things and we can take over this pathetic, disgusting Republican Party. We can, because we're Republicans. Somebody says, I give up on the Republican Party. So well, we did too, the established Republicans. But I am a Republican. I am. And thank you, Keith. Look, I'll be honest with you. I was not an easy, when I say I was an easy employer, I was a great employer as long as you did your job. I was, and I used my own personal experience from it. But as far as the coach goes, I love the kids. I fought for those kids every day. But they had to give it everything they had. That's what it's all about. And when I see adults giving so little and expecting so much, you want to play, but you don't want to work. How's that? I'll go back to my coaching days. You want to play, but you don't want to give what it takes to be on the team. To be on our team, you have to do something. And if you think playing Facebook all the time and doing that is the way to do it, I'm sorry. You got the wrong guy here. Find somebody that's really nice and sweet, that's going to treat you like a little baby, like you want to be coddled and all that stuff. There's so few of us out there that will say things. And by the way, one of the reasons I don't run I'm not running for anything anymore. I mean, at least for now, I don't think I ever will anymore, because I like what I do. I'm good at I try to be good at what I do. But when I'm this much of a hard ass, all they have to do is see what I say. This can be recorded anytime. I'm sure it is. I got some really nasty remarks from the show I did yesterday. I get all the time. But when I did that, they'll take the recordings and they'll use it against me, which I don't care. But you know what? I even stay away from my son when it comes to what he's doing politically, because I don't want to hurt his chances, because they say you're like your dad. And he's not, believe me. No one's, I guarantee you there's not a lot of people like me, and I'm not bragging about it. I'm very different, and I'm happy with who I am, and I'm not going to change. And especially after you get over a certain age, you don't give a damn as much, do you, Carl? Yeah, I talked to Keith about that the other day. After you get a certain age, you go, I don't care. I don't think they like you. The first thing on my mind is, I don't care. On my mouth is, I don't care. I really don't care. And look, I want people to love me for me. I don't want people to love me. And I really don't care. I don't want you to think anything of me as I'm the guy that's leading the charge, like Keith said. I do what I can. I try to be inspirational. But sometimes when the team needs to be talked down to, let me tell you something. When I was a coach, I remember sometimes those kids did not want to be in that room. But when they got out of that room, they get mad. And they start doing things to fix what the hell they were doing wrong. And they knew it. And that's all I care about. All I care about is making sure that we fix what we're doing wrong. And if what we're doing wrong is not doing our job, then it's time you start looking. I am still on this bit where tomorrow is the last day in Missouri. I'd love to see 10 people in this, minimum 10 people in this group to say, you know what, I signed up for this, I signed up for that, whatever. It's a great feeling. I would love to have people tell me, say, look what I did, look what I did. What a great feeling that would be. Instead of saying, well, I don't have time. If you make excuses, that's exactly what they are. But I have a good excuse. You know what? Keith, you haven't made excuses, have you? The man works morning till night. Loves his country, dedicates. But you know what? He and I have that in common. We expect people to at least come close to what we do. That's what we want. Now, you can go listen to another talk show host and whatever, and he's going to be nice and tell you all the good things, and that's it. So that's up to you. That's up to you. All right, if you want to get around the White House, if you look at it, if you've seen it, it looks like a war zone. There are tens of thousands of soldiers there, National Guard, police officers, you name it, because the Democrat Party and the established Republicans are in on this too, want to make it look like Donald Trump incited all these people to show up. Let me tell you something, folks. If all million of us would have gone to that Capitol, it would have been easily taken over. Easily taken over. That wasn't what we were doing. Anybody was there, we could have easily taken over. They could have brought in 50,000 troops and they had a hell of a time. They wouldn't have had them. And we weren't there to damage. That was Antifa. The Trump supporters that I know of, there may be a couple, who knows. I'm not going to make excuses for them, but you know what? They were there to say, this is our house. But if you notice the attitude, have you ever heard anyone hardly say, hey, this house does belong to them? We're using that house. Ask my son about that one. We're using that house. When we are voted out, we're gone. That's what happens. That's our house. But unfortunately, we have conveyed stardom to these people. Oh yes, you are a star because you are a representative. You are this because you're a senator. You know, come on, people. We got to get over this worship mentality we have. I'm gonna do something I didn't do yesterday. I am gonna take a break. I'm gonna play my theme song for my show because I want everybody to know we are Americans. That's exactly what we are. And until we change what we do, nothing's going to change. So anyway, all right, we'll be right back.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Don't label us left or right. Our American. Not looking for a war, but we came to fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising 'cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours in sight. American, that's what I am, that's what I think, and what I do. I am American, that's what I am, and I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. It's not about it's about what's right. Our American. Taking back our country, come and join the fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising 'cause we're fed up. Got a house in order and got yours in sight. I am American. That's what I am, that's what I think, and what I do. I am American. That's what I am, and I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am American. That's what I am. That's what I think and what I do. I am American. That's what I am, and I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
All righty. I do that for me. I don't care. I love it. I love it because I love the fact when I see those kids getting up and getting involved. That's what it is. It's like we're a bunch of children.
That face
Yeah, we need to get
that
up and
is
get
usually
involved. That's
covered
what
by
it
her
is.
phone
All righty.
has finally made an appearance.
We lose
That
a few,
face is
whatever.
laughing That face
I don't
is
really care.
expressive.
Alrighty,
Face is
the other
talking more than
platforms. See,
one
sometimes
syllable
we
at a
don't
time.
see as many up there. It's because
That
there are on
face
other
wouldn't be doing
platforms
that
there were
if you
people
weren't staying
watching.
at a Verbo Lake
So
house.
yeah, it'll get there.
The most you normally get from that face is
All
an
right,
eye roll.
what's going
That's if you're
on
lucky.
right
Your
now?
together awaits.
Oh, where is
Find
it?
it with
We
Verbo.
got to look at this real quick. All the stuff that they have planned for us, isn't it great? They have all this stuff planned for us. Yes. Let me see. 50 hours left. Grand finale. The pardon's absolute right. Florida retreat. I want to know who Trump is going to pardon no matter what. No matter what happens, if we, the things we hear, I'm not going to talk about them. The things we hear are great, but, I don't know. I did hear somebody say that General Flynn said everything's going to be okay, but you know what? I'm sorry. I just, right now, I just have to go with what we know until something happens, and fine. It's I would love to see. I keep hearing who's going to pardon Trump. For what? For what? Inciting a riot? They have zero evidence of Trump inciting a riot. Zero evidence. Isn't that the biggest crap you've ever... Isn't it crazy? Is it okay now, Carl? I made a mistake. I left the microphone on, so that's why you're hearing background noise. But anyway, back to what I said. Did I miss a call? Whoa, wait a minute. Yes, I did. All right, I did miss a call. Let me call them back here. All righty. Let me see. Here you go. Let's make the call back. And I apologize because I had that off for a minute so I could turn it off. So anyway. All right, let's give him a call. Let's see who tried to call us here. If it works.
The message.
Well, guess what? If you did try to call, then go ahead and call back. If you did try to call back. I had it down. Yes, I missed a call. Yes, you're right. I didn't get that. What happened is I turned it down for a minute so I can get to the next, so I can make sure the next thing didn't go off. So that's why. But thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. They're just watching me all the time. That's how it goes. All right. Everybody, if you want to call 636-344-0003, it is working. It's my fault because I didn't, who knows? They're going to try it again here. All righty, you're on the Super Dave Show. I'm sorry I didn't catch you first time. Who we got here? Are you there?
Doing?
Hello?
Yeah, this is Bianchi. How you doing,
Oh,
Dave?
how you doing, Bianchi? Yeah, what's up, buddy?
I was, the report came out that Joe Biden is one of the first things off the bat is to eliminate the Keystone Pipeline and also going out to fracking. Now, according to the New Energy Institute and also the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, if you do away with the Keystone Pipeline, you're going to lose approximately 245,000 long-term jobs. And you're going to have approximately 13,000 Americans would be hired to build the pipeline and construction, and another 7,000 manufacturing jobs, and another 118,000 spin-off jobs that would be in what they call downstream products, oil, transmission fluid, so on and so on. So I wonder that people that voted for him or think that the election wasn't stolen, are they in their right mind? States like Colorado, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas could see 101.6 million jobs lost, especially in Texas. But Pennsylvania could lose over 50 billion a year in state GDP. So do you think that Pennsylvanians would have went out and voted for Joe Biden, knowing that the impact of some of his policies that he's going to initiate will cause that sort of mayhem?
Well, actually, that's an easy answer. You know why? Because he did beat him. Trump did beat him. They had to cheat. Am I right? I mean, I actually believe that Trump actually beat him pretty bad in Pennsylvania, but they had to cheat. So, you know, where and I'll go back to what I said before. How many everybody expected Trump to do everything. Where is everybody else? As far as the keeping track of that stuff, because that's exactly what happened. But I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, that's 15 million jobs if you ban fracking. What's the use? And another point, when Trump was elected, look at all the riots and the burning and the looting and the demonstrations and marching and those protesters carrying foreign flags. Why come conservatives are not doing the same thing? Not only to get out there and loot and tear up stuff, but there should be some mass opposition to his fraudulent election and then these policies that he's trying to implement. He's implementing policies that will eliminate jobs. Trump implemented policies that created jobs.
Right. No, you're right. And in regards to what you were saying, the reason is because the Democrat Party loves for people to be dependent on them. And when Trump was trying to make sure everybody had a job, that made them less dependent on the Democrat Party, and that's against what their platform is. They want everybody to be dependent on them. So, yeah, and you know that anyway. We're being kind of crazy here, but that's exactly what it is, don't you think? They want people to be dependent on them. Therefore they can. I always love jobs programs. We're going to have jobs programs. They don't have any jobs, but we're going to have jobs programs. It's make good. It's feel good stuff. It is.
Oh, the same old verbiage. My grandson, who's a gas and petroleum engineer, texted me and said Biden is killing the Keystone Pipeline project. And he's, 20, 22, 23 years old. So we have a lot of young people that's in professions that adored the work that Donald Trump done and was hoping to be able to see him live out another 4 years for the things that he had promised. He got a lot done, but there's so much yet that needs to be done.
Pianki, I think the biggest problem we have is, honestly, for everybody, they don't think. And I'm not just talking about liberals. I always pound conservatives. You know that. They don't think because they just think, well, I'm going to just go ahead and do this and I'm okay. And they don't think. And that's a problem we have. They just don't get it that that they have to do something. And so right now what we have, and I'm sorry, I'll fix that in a minute here. It just is crazy. I don't know what to say anymore. I just want people to start doing things. And that's my biggest concern. It always has been.
Exactly. And I agree with you. We need to get off our lazy butts and get out there and make things happen. If not, you won't have anything to make things happen for. But I really appreciate the opportunity, Dave. I know where you are now. It took me a while and some maneuvering, but I got you.
Okay, my friend. Hey, I appreciate it. Bianchi's
Sure.
always, we talk all the time. Bianchi's a good guy. All right, thanks, Bianchi. All right, and if anybody else wants to call in, you're more than welcome to call in, 636-344-0003. You like my little design up there? You like that? And I had to fix it. I don't know what's going on with this camera. I changed it. So anyway, all right, let's and he's right. But this is what we have to. All right. If you want to play the party game, this is the problem with the party game. This is what everybody's got to understand. And I am mad at myself because I haven't mentioned this before. This is the most important thing. If you really believe that playing left versus right is going to do us any good, you are out of your mind. But those people, we have problems in our own party. Well, we'll just leave the party. All sounds great. What are you going to do? You have to have a solution. I stopped playing left and right, And that's why people's, it's so funny because people say, well, you're just always attacking liberals. I go, I hardly ever attack liberals. I don't attack. I attack the people in my own party because they're lazy. They won't do what they need to do, and I know they get mad at me when I say that. But it doesn't matter to me. I'm not here to be loved. I'm here to be honest. I'm here to be I'll be right. How's that? But when we allow this stuff to happen, I mean, like I said, we got a perfect opportunity to take over so many positions in our state right now, and conservatives just sit around. And I get so frustrated. I told you the other night I got home and I saw that, and I said, I need a drink. And I was frustrated. I really was. I said, maybe, and I think Keith understands this, maybe I should just quit. I'll just quit what I'm doing. My life would be so much easier. It really would. All I have to do is just, work a little bit, maybe go on vacation all the time. I mean, I could do that. But I don't do that. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I do the show. And I prepare for the show. I prepare for the show all the time. I'm not, and it's not just, I know some people don't really believe that, but I do. I mean, the reason I know what I know is because I prepare for it. And I don't have notes here. And sometimes I wish I did, but I'm not a note person. And I look at some of the things I've been looking at and tried to describe them. But until our biggest problem, you know what? I'm a problem solver. And the biggest problem I've seen since I really started working on this is us. Us. And until we start doing something, nothing's going to change. We're going to call ourselves the United States of Venezuela. I'm ashamed of so many people in my party. They get mad at the very people that they keep putting in office. When it comes to the primaries, let me tell you right now, I never vote for somebody that's been there for a while, unless I really know they've done great things. But I can't think of hardly one person. I mean, rarely think of one person who's done great things. But the sheep in the Republican Party, they wear masks. They vote for the same people all the time in the primary. And guess what? We get what we deserve. We get what we deserve. Because we aren't doing our job. How in the world can we expect these people to do their job when we're not doing ours? Why? I mean, that's really what it amounts to. And people don't like to hear that. They just really don't. So anyway, it is what it is. You know what? People want to hear. They do, and I get a little frustrated with it. People want to hear the same news they've been hearing all the time, a different take on it. That's fine. I get it. But you know something? You hear the news, do you do anything? No, don't do it at all. I listen to Rush. And look, when I listen to Rush, I do things differently. When I listen to Rush, I know he's very talented. He's good at what he does. And he explains things. But then people go to people like me and everyone else, and they go, well, you're not explaining things. Yeah, I am. It's just that what I'm telling you, Rush doesn't tell you. I did hear Rush the last week, I think it was. And he said, and he made a comment, are you awake yet, or something like that. Yes, think. People don't think. You're right. Bianchi, people don't think. They don't. They just automatically just go through the motions. Why do you think I was so mad? I saw everybody playing these stupid games and we're Republicans, and it's like, my God. I feel like a complainer. Oh, stop it. We're just doing. It's important people know this. You know what? If you're on Facebook and you don't know what the hell's going on, at what point are you going to get so pissed off that you're going to go, damn it, I got to do something? Apparently, we're not there yet. Maybe when we end up like Venezuela, where you go to the store and the shelves are empty. Maybe every day when you have to put your mask on to walk outside the damn house because you're too chicken to take it off now. I mean, my God, I watch all these people. I don't like the confrontation. But you tell everybody else what to do? I mean, I got good friends that just told me that. I was ashamed. It was like, God, I just couldn't believe it. I could go ahead and tell you, 4 years ago, they had the same thing. Well, I'm mad at the media. They're doing this. Yeah, okay. You feel better now? Do you? I don't. I don't feel better. I feel better when I see people put their name on the bottom line. I really do. And you know, if there's anything, any reason whatsoever I quit what I'm doing, it's because I know I'm not doing any good. I know that people are not going to change. I know that people are just going to wait for somebody else to do it. And I know that people aren't going to do anything until it's too late. And guess what? It's not too late. We can take our schools back. We can take our states back. And eventually we can go ahead in 4 years, we can do that pretty quickly if Biden ends up being inaugurated. We can do it. We can't do it like this. You know, the next 4 years, we're going to go back and forth, and we're going, oh, Facebook, they blocked me. They took me up. I can't believe it. Wow. Give me your crybaby tears. I really don't care. I really don't care. Because until we actually do something, nothing's going to change. You know, we can. You know, I'm looking. When I look at the headlines, I get frustrated. Don't get me wrong. I get frustrated. But I look at the headlines. I always carry it farther. FBI vetting National Guard troops in D.C. over fears of insider attack or threat from service members securing Biden inauguration. They've got thousands and thousands of military there. I've already said that. Why are they doing that? Because they can. Because they are going to be in charge. And so when you want to get mad at the phonies that many people have elected, and you want to get mad at the Democrats, you want to get mad at all that stuff, well, what are you going to do about it? When China comes over here and starts taking over, and you think I'm joking, I'm not. When China comes over and taking over, you're going, that's not right. Somebody, my favorite words, somebody needs to do something. And then occasionally you'll find a politician, and here's the problem. You don't know if they're being honest. I feel like George Carlin sometimes. I just want to let it fly. You know, they're having a party. They're having a great time, and you're not invited. You're not invited. You're standing on a side and you're complaining. Why are you complaining? As I said, everyone needs to look in the mirror and say, I haven't done enough. That's what we have to do. Yeah, you know, if you tell people you want to help, they vote for people here's the problem. You know why I can't get, you know why it's harder for me to get elected than, say, my son? I'm too honest. And I'll tell you right now, contrary to what you're going to say, people don't want honest politicians. You don't. You want people to tell you, and that's what they do. They're good at it. God, they're good at it. Best liars money can buy. You want people to tell you things that you want to hear. And until you change that, you know, there's other people out there. You may not be one of them. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody watching the show right now really is like that. But most of them are. Most of them just do things they want you to, I'm looking on Bianchi's listing. Colorado could lose 200,000 jobs. Ohio House could see rise by 4,000 a year. I could go on and on with all this stuff. Look at it. You said they pulled the Keystone and they're going to do that. That was just instituted by Trump. Do you know our country now, because of Trump, produces more oil than any other country on the planet? That's going to change. Oh, yes, the environmentalist nutcases are going to run rampant. And you're going to go, that's not right. Somebody needs to do something. Get your mirror out and go, one of these days you will. If you are someone saying someone needs to do something, then you are guilty. And that's why people don't like this show, because they don't want to have to look at themselves. And to me, look, I look at myself every day. Even with the hours that I put in for what I do, I still get mad at myself because I think I'm not doing enough. I really do. You know why I do that too? because I do that too because I realize that other people aren't doing a damn thing. And I don't want to think about that. I just have to do what I can do. But after a while, it does get old. And you get tired. You just want to say, I'm done. And I've been there more than once lately. I really have. I've been there and I've dedicated, I started Real Republicans and great people have joined in, but not enough of them. Like I said, how many members we got? 613, and we can't even post on there. Can't even post on there. It's a damn 614. We gained one, it looks like. But, it'll be a whole lot more, once this is over. Because I think people are still waiting for somebody else to do something. I don't wait for anybody else to do anything. I just don't. For me, I have to do it myself. You just can't do it. We can't, I'm going to use it. Here's the comment. We can't get the, excuse me, we can't get the schools back as long as the teachers keep supporting the Democrats. So why do we have so many teachers that are Democrats? Why do we have so many teachers that are Democrats that are teaching your kids socialism? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Conservative are home going, they need to stop doing that. And Mr. and Mrs. Conservative go, I'm glad they stay home because we'll be glad to do it for them. That's why. That's exactly why. And there's no other excuse. There's none. Every damn school district that we have on there, on the website right now, and in your own area that we don't even know about, nobody's even taking the time to do that. Every damn school district needs new people to run by liberals. I care, but not enough to do anything. Folks, I'm sorry. I'm going to give it to you. The reason, like I said, the reason the empires went down, the Roman Empire, the British Empire, and a few others, is because the people stopped doing. You get a lot of people that get active at the last minute. There were a lot of people in Washington, D.C. If we had all those people doing things, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't. So I hope everybody, looks at those lists of things that they can do. Because if you're just looking at it and you just, and you're just saying, well, Dave, you're going over the top. We got people to be there. If you really believe that you've done enough and you haven't, and tell you what, you're not going to ask me. I get when I bring this up sometimes, I get a little bit of what would you call it? Guilt mail. A lot of guilt mail. Well, the reason I don't do this and the reason I don't do that, I look at it and think, they don't get it. They really don't get it. Let me tell you something. When I told this story happened a few months ago. I was on a job, and there was a young man there. And if you heard it, deal with it. There was a young man, because it was inspirational to me. And young man there, I had a flat tire at a tire place I was working at. I went to him and said, "What do you do? Put nails out there to make sure you get business?" And they said, "We'll take care of it." So as I'm working there, this young man in his 20s was given the job to go to my vehicle and fix my tire. He goes over, he takes off. I'm not watching this. He comes in there after he's done, and he said, "Dave, I got to show you something." And I looked at him. He had 2 crutches and 1 leg. 1 leg. And I was, wow. And he said, "The tire's unfixable." And I said, "Oh." I said, "Well, can we use the spare?" He goes, "Yeah, not a problem." So this one-legged man gets in there. He's working full-time, gets in there, gets down. I'm not going to interfere. He's doing the job. He takes it off the rack, which is hard to do, rolls it over there, puts it on there, puts the other one in the back of my vehicle, the old one, and done. 1 leg. And if this young man with 1 leg is out there working, then why is it that people make excuses why they can't help? I told you my favorite excuse was we were doing something and somebody says, we got to do this. I'm so concerned. And then I said, we're going to have this on this day. Oh, that's the day I'm going to my daughter's house to help clean out her basement. Her basement couldn't wait until Sunday. Her basement couldn't wait until Monday. It was that day that they planned. So if cleaning your basement is more important than saving your country, then apparently it isn't that important. It really isn't. And when I think of those things, I get infuriated deep down. I'm being calm now because it really is frustrating on my end. I am a very caring person. You know, I've done the coaching and I've done all this stuff with kids and I've done my community service here but I see the same problem every day. The same people. When I was coaching the team, you know my biggest problem were the parents that couldn't get their kids there on time. The parents that gave me every excuse in the world for things. I got scolded by a parent one time, not for long, when she said, "My son should have been starting the game because you know he's a better player than the rest." I felt bad for the kid. The reason he wasn't in the game is because they had to be there by a certain time. I know things happen. But when somebody starts scolding me, I gotta put a lineup out there. What am I supposed to do? Say, well, I think they're gonna be here. No. You're not here. You're not on the team. You're not gonna start the game. But you know, I could tell you stories like that and I get knocked for it. It's like, are you kidding me? That's what happens, and that's what we've done. I really love my friends, I do, but they become complainers and do nothings, and it's really hard. And then they want to tell me what to do, you know, whatever, you know. Oh, good God, KMOV is live now. Sam Page is up there telling everybody what they need to do. I'm not even going to play it. He's a clown. You talk about voter fraud. That man got in there by voter fraud, no doubt about it. And by the way, Republicans do it too. What? You want to start with the Republican Secretary of State in Georgia who committed voter fraud? Do you want to, in my own county, I'm positive there was voter fraud. I'm positive. Happens everywhere. And you know what? It was funny because when I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday about the voter fraud, I went to Mr. Dan Shaw and I said, "Hey, we need to have something put in place to where they can go to every county in the state and they can do an audit on every county." And he looked at me and laughed. We don't need that. Really. Fast forward a few years, he's writing the mail-in voting law. Yeah, he's writing and he wants to be your senator. Gee whiz. Isn't that a great thing to do? But people vote for him. They'll vote for him because he sends something out and tells you all the nice things he does. People don't do the research. I mean, when you can't get people to do the research, we know you're in trouble. We do. I don't know. I think in a way I'm a little down today because I see what's happened to a Republican group on Facebook, and it really is frustrating. It really is, because we worked hard to get it there, and hard enough to keep it going, but then people just trash it. They trash the work that we've put into it. It's really frustrating because they get this gumption. They want to feel good about themselves. They want to say, "Hey, wait a minute. I have to post that because when I post this, I feel better." And I'm telling other people who already know it. This is where we are. So, I'm a little mad. I'm not a little. I'm really mad about it because it's like yesterday when I said I posted about 60 Minutes. I said 60 Minutes is doing the biggest hatchet job I've ever seen. They're doing their best to destroy Trump and his supporters. And instead of people saying, "Yeah, I should have done more. We didn't do this. We didn't do that." Dave, don't watch it. Thank you. I'm an adult. I think I can handle myself by now. But we got people here that are going to advise me in what I should and shouldn't watch. It's not funny. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I think I'm laughing out of frustration. But if my friends, if we don't change what we're doing, though, seriously, I'm glad I'm not going to live through much of it. I really am. When you get older, you know what I feel like for some of the people that have died recently. They don't have to see a world with Joe Biden. They don't have to see it. If you're okay with that, I'm not. I don't want a war with Joe Biden. And yes, all the other stuff sounds good. God help us. Hope it happens. But if it ends up being Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, I don't know how much I could do this show because I will be so distraught because of the fact not that we had our chance. Yes, I know there was voter fraud. But we are always looking for somebody else to fix things. And that's my frustration. It's not too late. It really isn't. It's too late when I look at the people in that group and nobody wants to do anything. They just want to play games. And for me, I don't know how much of that I can take anymore because it's so frustrating for me. Look, I know it's supposed to be an entertaining show and I do my best. But, I'm usually kind of pounding the desk and all that. But, honestly, it's a disappointing day. It really is. I did my show yesterday and I was to the point. And, I was hoping that some people would say, I really need to. No. I've always been somebody. I do have one big issue. I'm always trying to be too positive. I am. We'll get there. But you know something? I also am a realist, and when I see that the very people that get in this destroy what we have, and then they don't even bother to do anything. By the way, did I read the questions to you yesterday? I think I did. We have new questions. Well, in Facebook, we don't have questions in the element yet. I have it in time. Yeah, you see, that's the other stuff I get to do. I get to go on MeWe and was it Gab and the other places, just try to do what we can do, to try to catch up. And if you go on your phone, I tried my phone. I don't know what the hell I did there as far as the website goes. So you're going to have people in Missouri vote for Mary Elizabeth Coleman because she wants to put a sign on it. Think about this. I want to spend Missourians' money so I can put a sign on there about Trump because people loved him. That's what she wants to do. And people will vote for her. You don't think that doesn't disappoint me? It disappoints me. Oh, I love Trump. You know that. So now we get to spend all this money and this is what will happen. The sign will be put up, and then some clowns will come by and trash it. That's just how it goes. Then the sign will be put up again, and they'll throw trash over the highways. That's what will happen because people are rude. They don't care. That's what they'll do. They'll see the Trump sign, and they'll throw trash. Hell with it. That's what they'll do. This is where we are. Conservative Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene suspended from Twitter after criticism of Georgia election. Keep sitting, folks. That's what we're looking forward to here. I'm looking at some of the stuff that's coming up here, and it just who promoted communist riots for months, actively campaigned to move Newsmax. Yeah, did you know there are just people out there wanting to? They're campaigning to to get rid of Newsmax and OAN. This is a communist invasion. That's what it is. Somebody needs to do something. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. You know what? I'm done today. I think I'm going to go on Facebook and say, somebody, you know what? When people say that somebody needs to do something, they don't include that very important word. You know what that word is? Somebody else needs to do something. That's the word that I keep forgetting. Somebody else needs to do something, because I'm not going to. Gee whiz. I can't wait. I in a way, I could just be a real jackass and say, something, we're getting what we deserve. So right now, buckle your seatbelts, my friends, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get what you deserve. And you get mad because you go, oh, we don't deserve this. Well, maybe we do. Maybe we do. I wished we didn't. I really wished we didn't. But I think we do. Until we change what we do, it's like with your kids. When I was a dad. I still am a dad, and I still am a dad. Ask my son every once in a while. Hey, cut the crap. It's what you do. I allow him to live his life, but cut the crap. If it's over the top, cut the crap. I don't know. Oh, I like this. Canceling the Republican establishment requires full commitment that will not bend to the coming pain. Conservatives learned a hard lesson following the 2020 presidential election. It's a lesson we've had to relearn over and over again. I think I wrote this. But like an abused spouse who just can't leave, many of us kept going back for another beating. We bask in the good times of President Trump and apparently unified Republican Party in Washington, D.C. I never thought it was unified. Never thought it. But most people said, yes, everything's one. They've got to do it now because Trump is there. Don't bet on it. And thought wistfully that maybe the Republican establishment would finally understand us. They didn't. They pretended to be on our side until the moment it seemed safe to abandon the president and his base. That's when many of us realized just how much Fox News, Mitch McConnell, military leaders, as opposed to actual soldiers, around half of the GOP in the House of Representatives, and a majority of Republicans in the Senate all hate us. You know what? I could have written this. If we believe in President Trump's America First Drain the Swamp version, then we are only useful as donors and lesser of two evils. Where in the hell have you heard this from? Did I write this? This isn't new, of course. This is how they felt the whole time, even when they were pretending to defend President Trump and his agenda. I warned everybody, don't believe these clowns. When you hear some of these senators and representatives, not Jim Jordan, not Matt Gaetz, not a few of those guys, but when you hear like Lindsey Graham, oh, good God. Republicans voted him in? Yes. This is how they felt the whole time. Okay, they rode his coattails and took seats on the Trump train, but they made sure their seats were close to the exits so they could hop off as soon as the coast was clear. I love this. We were suckers to think they learned the lesson that we do not want their neoconservative business-as-usual brand of swamp governance. We were fools to think that they finally realized they worked for us. They were biding their time for a Joe Biden to come along and save them from having to pretend they love this country. There's more to go. That's where we are. These people represent the worst in America, even worse than the radical progressives rising to control the Democrat Party. Now, I have said that. People go, why would you say that? Because at least we know who they are. The hypocrites are the worst. Anyway, at least with people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, we know what we're getting exactly. With people like Dan Crenshaw or Liz Cheney, We were caught flat-footed. Not Liz Cheney. Dan Crenshaw's the one that got me. We were caught flat-footed with our expectations and were willing to do what's best for America. It's long past time to cancel them. All of them. The Republican establishment must be abolished completely. I got to put this on the website. Since the formation of its current manifestation in the 1970s, its only purpose has been to prevent constitutional conservatives from driving the narrative and agenda for the party. They've maintained control over the GOP not because of their ideas, but because they're good at fundraising. That's it. And let me add to it, my friends. Conservative voters like to keep the money in their pocket most of the time. Conservative voters don't like to fund campaigns. So where do the whore politicians go? To the corporations. It's long past time to cancel all of them. It has been useless since the formation of its current manifestation in the 70s. Its only purpose has been to prevent constitutional conservatives from driving the narrative and agenda for the party. They've maintained control over the GOP, not because of their ideas. I already said that. I'm sorry. The only question that seems to be popping up is whether we should try to fix the party from within or abandon it for a new one. Real Republicans. Both options have major drawbacks. Fixing it from within the proven futile during past attempts. As exciting as the Tea Party was, its efficacy was limited. Let me explain to you why this is going on here. And let me mark it here. People have said, let's start a new party. Do you know why you don't want to start a new party? Because the crap two-party system we have right now, the Democrats and Republicans, have it set up where they are in control. If you want to run as a Patriot Party, this is why it doesn't work. This is why they never can gain speed. If you want to run as a third party, you have to qualify in all these different ways. You have to get if you run as an independent, you have to go out and get signatures from people. But if you run as a Republican or Democrat, you give the Central Committee a check. That's all you do. You give somebody a check. You're done. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. You're done. That's all you got to do. But if you run as something else, you got to work it's almost impossible. They make it impossible. That's why I called it Real Republicans. That's why I still get people coming back and say, well, we need to call it. I called it that for a reason, because when we run for office, we are Republicans. They aren't Republicans. And we're overtaking it in a different sort of way. That's why. If you believe in everything I'm saying right now, then you need to be telling all your friends to join us. Every damn one of them. And you need to be not just joining us, but helping us. Helping us fund it, help us run it, help us doing things. Just sitting on the sidelines doing nothing anymore isn't helping, and I am not going to spend the rest of my life fighting people who don't want to be helped. I'm not going to do it. I don't have a long time on this earth anymore, and I'm going to do my best to enjoy it the best I can, but I'm not going to do it by being frustrated. I'm not going to do it. There were many more losses compared to the highly publicized handful of wins. All righty, we got a phone call here. All righty, on the Super Dave Show, who we got here? Hello, are you there?
Hello, is it me?
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, what's up? Who we got? Who are you?
Hey, it's Butch.
Butch. Okay, Butch. What's on your mind?
Man, lots is on my mind today. Thank you for what you do. First off, I love your program, what you're doing. And somebody in the chat says you should run for politics position, and I have to tend to agree. I think you would make a good politician's position.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's just not something. There's other. You got to understand. It's time for everybody else to get in, and that's why I say that, because there's so many more qualified people out there than me. I'll be a spokesman. I'll do what I do best, But I
Mhm.
really don't have an interest in doing that. I mean, it's not that I want to. I love my country. I want to do everything I can for it. But
I
I'm
love
doing
my
it right
country
now.
as well. I love my country, man. Since every day since I was a little kid, and I see it's going towards socialism now. Is that you agree?
Oh, it's going to be. I mean, you might as well plan on it. You might as well.
What do
plan
I
on it.
do? What can I do for just make it a little bit easier for it to be having a bit of a better time when it comes to be? What are your plans for you to we're going to be to do?
My plans are doing exactly what I'm doing, trying to get the base excited to start getting involved. Our biggest problem the biggest problem why we've lost our country is because people sit on their hands and wait for somebody else to do something. That's
We lost our country. What for? What?
to communism. I mean, it's not,
yeah, to communist or communism or socialism. What's
is it
I
really
can't.
is it really a difference? Think
Oh yeah, that's what I agree about on that. I know exactly what you mean, and I agree. It's basically the same thing, and basically means for me can't. What does it mean for me?
Well, it's like, where do you live? What area do you live in?
I live in Idaho, Genesee, Idaho.
Idaho.
Small town, small place. Meredith is work at the bank for most of her life, and there's used to be now Home Hardware is new. There's a new Home Hardware. My friend I went on school with Bill work at a Home Hardware.
Okay. You have schools there. You have positions. You need to get involved there. You need to go ahead and say, all right, I'm going to run
I
for
got to
school
get
board."
involved. I can't go on meetings, city council meetings. I can't go on. They say, Butch, you can't go on in here. You can't come on here anymore, Butch. You make meetings go get a little too fired up on meetings.
You know what? Then you have to control
What?
yourself. You got to control yourself. That's all you can do. I mean, because if everybody and look, if everybody just goes
Is Trump is lose?
what's that?
Is Trump is lose now, or is Trump is maybe still his win on for January 20?
Well, we don't know. We'll find out. Nothing's over till it's over. Let's put it that way.
Nothing's over till, you know what I heard? You know what I learned when I was a younger boy?
What's up?
It's not over till
Until it's over.
the fat.
Till the
Lady-
fat lady sings.
Exactly.
You-
Yeah.
You know where that
That's-
comes from?
Where?
That comes from World War II. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart here. Kate.
That's
Yep.
okay. I'll tell you what. My brain is do so many farts all the time. It's basically like my brain gas.
But no, she's saying God bless America. Somebody's going to remind me of the last name. I can't think of. But anyway, it's
That's
old.
okay. We're good. I love what you is doing, Dave. I was just one of your big fans of what you're doing. I think Make America Great Again. Trump, if he is lose, we got socialism. We got to fight on back for that. Got to go down to our local. You were saying local. Go to the school. Yell at someone at the school.
No.
and I agree with-
Don't yell at him. Get on the board. Therefore,
Yeah,
you
get
have a
on the
voice.
board,
Let me tell you
get
something.
'em-
Let me
put 'em
tell you
on the
something.
board.
Hold on one second. Here's why you get on there. Because we can go there and protest and do everything we want. But the people that are in charge make the decisions. That's the key. Until we
Yeah.
become in charge. Trump made decisions for 4 years, but unfortunately, we had a bunch of phony Republicans up there who were playing this
The
game.
Republicans didn't help him at the end. They left him on his own, the Republicans, and that's why I'll never vote Republicans ever again.
Well,
Will never
Now, wait a
vote.
minute. Wait. Now, see, that's throwing the baby out with the bathwater, all right? I started a group
Throw
called...
the bathwater out of, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you gotta do that. You gotta throw the,
Well,
if it's on
see,
the bathwater.
no,
If
you-
it's on the bathwater and you're throwing it out and the baby is on it, you gotta throw out a baby as well. 'Cause bathwater is
here's the problem. Okay,
dirty.
if you want to start a new party, I was just trying to describe, you got to go through all kinds of things to do it.
You can't even do it. You can't even do it because
Well,
quarantine. Not
then-
even allowed. Not even allowed to have a party.
Right, but let me explain what's going on. we started a group called Real Republicans, and the reason we did
Real
it,
Republicans.
Real
Okay.
Republicans. If you go to realrepublicans.net, give us your name and all that stuff. You can keep in contact, and we're
Yeah.
trying to make this a national thing as time goes on. The reason is so we can go ahead and still run as a Republican, but we don't have to associate with the establishment garbage Republicans. That's it. We
That's
are
the
Republicans.
That's smart. I'm banned from Facebook. Can't get on there due to the wrong password. But I'll talk to you soon, Dave.
all right.
Thanks for taking my call. Thanks for Fight on America. Bye.
All right, that was interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go back to what I was reading because I thought it was really important here. I'm not. Well, I don't know if I can read the whole thing. It's there were many more losses compared to the highly publicized handful of wins. Many of those wins have already been reversed through losses or conversations. How many people remember Tim Huelskamp or Dave Bratt? If you're reading this, you're probably among the most politically aware. But ask your neighbor or cousin if they remember the major Tea Party victors from years ago. The Republican Party ate the Tea Party up. That's what they did. We allowed it because there were a lot of people. You know why the Tea Party was successful for a while? A lot of people they were at least there and involved. But the problem was there was no real leaders. There was nothing coming from it. That's why you got to have something there. So anyway, the other way the Republican establishment killed off Tea Party candidates was to engulf them in the swamp. Let's not forget, Marco Rubio was arguably the most ballyhooed Tea Party win. Less than 18 months after being installed at Capitol Hill, he was poster boy for John McCain's Gang of Eight and began to systematically normalize his neoconservative values. Today, he's a so-called rebel within the GOP establishment, based solely on his occasional dissenting view from Mitch McConnell. That's what happens. They get up in the promised land and go, wow, look what's going on. This is cool stuff, man. Look what I get. Look what I get to give my friends. I even get stock tips. I get it all. That's what I get. The other option is to form a new party. This is difficult. It's easy to form a party. It's easy, even relatively, to raise money enough to put forth a valid candidate or two. And this is exactly what I said. Exactly. You're going to love this. Somebody thinks like me. But unless President Trump himself were to directly form his own party, dun, 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 told you. Where are we here? I have major doubts that one will be able to achieve the velocity necessary to make a minor impact. Exactly what I've been saying. That's why people, you got to think about things before you go out there and say, well, let's start a new party. I had explained this to a friend of mine last night. Well, I think if we start the Patriot Party, and I said, after I went through it and told her exactly what I said to you folks earlier and what I'm saying right now, all of a sudden you go, wow, I didn't realize that. That's why the brilliance of Real Republicans is there. And when I say brilliance, yeah, I'm patting myself on the back a little bit, but I did it because I've been dealing with this long enough. How can we do this and still get through? That's why. But you don't get through by saying, oh, I'm a real Republican now. Look at my patch. I have a hat now. Do you do anything? No, I just go to the games. I'm not a player. We don't want just players. We just don't want spectators. We want players. We want people who are going to go out and work, who are going to go out there and help get good people elected. I'm sick to death of watching the Ann Wagners and the rest of these people win. They have no opponent. They go there and they get some little munchkin that says, I'm going to go ahead and run, and I'm nothing against them. They have no support. They have nothing. And they try to do it on their own. If you try to run on your own, you will get your ass kicked almost every time. You are not going to win on your own. It's rare. And if you see an occasional one, the libertarians have been trying to get me for years. I said, show me a win and we'll talk. Why do you think Ron Paul ran as a Republican? Because he had no chance whatsoever as a libertarian. Zero. Zip not. The last person that had a real chance to win as an independent, when you get down to it, was Ross Perot. I have major doubts that one will be able to achieve the velocity necessary to make a major impact. I'm going to get down here. It's important to note that I did not mention as a liability of the third party the notion that doing so would make it easier for Democrats to win. This is a common complaint against conservative third parties, and it's a silly one. First, we can count on one hand the number of times a third party truly changed the results of a major election. The other argument against a conservative third party is valid. Most states require party registration in order to vote in the primary. If enough constitutional conservatives switch from Republican to Independent or a third party, it will become harder to nominate the good guys on GOP. Bingo! That's the brilliance of real Republicans. You have to understand there's a reason for it. And you have to, if you don't, when you believe in it, just don't say that's cool, I like it, and that's it. You got to help. Kate Smith, thank you. I knew it was something. Kate Smith, thank you. That should have been easy. All right, if I had endorsed one of these deals, I'd push for a hard reform of the GOP, which is exactly what we're really doing, except we're not doing it within the GOP. See, that's just it. The Tea Party made so many fatal mistakes during the 6 years of prominence that it would take a few articles I can talk about that all day long, too. The fact that they were they were only relevant for 6 years is almost obvious fatal flaw caused by all the others. So let me explain to you why the Tea Party was big when it started. But then all of a sudden, religion was interjected. And I don't want to hear the religious freaks out there now. Religion is a personal choice. It should not be involved in politics. I've been through this 1,000 times. I know some people don't like it for that. You use it for your head. You use it for what your decisions are, but you don't do anything else. You just don't. I think it's the best way to beat the establishment party, but we're not going to beat the establishment party until we start doing things. So I hope that people understand. I know you're going to get tired of hearing it. You still have one day in Missouri. You can't go today because today's Martin Luther King's birthday. And by the way, I have a lot of respect for Martin Luther King. I do. You know, the man went out there and did what he had to do. And he ended up being a target, literally. And I'll tell you right now, when you try to change things, you are a target. You are a target. And I know I'm a target. I don't even care. I'm a target. When JFK started to change some things, he became a target. And I've not ever believed that Lee Harvey Oswald did everything on his own. It's a crock of crap. I believe that you have a CIA that's out of control. We already know that. We have an FBI out of control. I wouldn't be least bit surprised if CIA, the upper echelon of the CIA and the FBI were in on this whole thing anyway. We have a corrupt government, my friends. We have a corrupt government because we keep saying somebody else needs to do something. That's why. That's why we fail. It's no more somebody else. It's what can I do? I hope everybody understands that today. One more day. I hope people shock me and I look in there and I go, hey, I filed for this and I filed for that. It'd make my day. It really would. So, all right, I'm done. I'm burnt out. Thanks for all the nice compliments. Hope I didn't bore you too much today, but I really do believe that we can do something, but we just have to do it. So thank you so much, and I will make sure I get everything ready here, and I will, yeah. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You can't quit. That's right. I get fired. You can't fire him. Why not? He quit.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Thanks. I needed that.